All right, you guys voted for it. Here it is. Today, I'm doing Illinoise by Sufjan Stevens. Now, I'm pretty interested to get into this because all of the Sufjan Stevens albums that I've listened to are kind of more modern and recent albums. This one came out in 2005, so it's going to be interesting to hear if there's a huge difference in sound. It is a little bit long here, 22 songs, an hour and 14 minutes, so I might have to cut this one down quite a bit. Yeah, there's not much else to say. We're going to hop into it. The first thing I do notice is the difference in covers between the Genius version and the Spotify version. As you can see, there's kind of the Superman drawing on the Genius version, and then on the Spotify it's just those balloons. So I don't know if maybe there was some like copyright issues with that, but interesting, I guess, to say the least. Go down the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut. Link in the description down below to where you can join that. And yeah, we're gonna hop into it. All right, first track is Concerning the UFO Sighting near Highland, Illinois. Interesting title.
We couldn't imagine what it was. Then to Lebanon.
Nice harmonies.
Oh God. History involved itself. Oh, what it was. Incarnation.
I have no clue what's happening lyrically at all. That's what I'm kind of expecting, though. That was great. That was beautiful. Love the flutes in there. Love the vocal harmonies. Like I said, lyrically, I don't really know what's happening here, but it's kind of what I expect with Sufjan. I never really understand what's happening on a first listen. So yeah, some religious imagery, some kind of holy, otherworldly imagery here. So we'll see if that continues throughout this album. But yeah, good opening track here. Let's keep going. The Black Hawk War. Lots of woodwinds on this album so far. Very stripped back, just woodwinds, piano on that first track. Now some guitar. Very cinematic. Let's keep it going. I don't want to kill the flow. Woo! Love that piano. And those drums too. Oh, such unique rhythm. This is like the most upbeat Sufjan song I've ever heard. It's interesting. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Kind of reminds me of King Gizzard. Maybe something off of Butterfly 3000? Just that chorus, though. Ooh. Very theatrical. Nice. Love the kind of call and response here. It's so cool. Nice. Wow. Just the progression of this track is crazy. I love how Sufjan's just letting it breathe too. We haven't heard from him in, feels like a couple minutes now.
To sleep last night.
Oh, transition? Okay, no. But yeah, that was fantastic. I think it's got to be one of my favorite Sufjan songs ever. A nearly 7-minute beast, but it never really gets old. Great flow to it. Great part 1 and part 2, and the transition between part 1 and part 2, seamless. It seems like Sufjan's writing, specifically on this track, but also just on the album in general. What I'm kind of used to from Sufjan's writing is just like detailing relationships and love and people he's lost and stuff like that, but this album so far seems a lot more concerned with just like history in a way, you know, like American history, certain places, certain events. Let's keep going. John Wayne Gacy. Okay. So John Wayne Gacy, that's the murderer, right? The dude that dressed up as a clown. Looks like it's gonna be a track about John Wayne. Okay. Yeah, it just seems like this album is very invested in like American history in a way.
Folding John Wayne's t-shirts when the swing set hit his head. Find the few living things riding fast in their sleep. All the dead with their cars, summer jobs. Oh my God.
Those vocals.
He dressed up like a clown for them, with his face paint white and red. He'd kill 10,000 people with a sleight of his hand, running far, running fast to the dead. Quiet kiss on the moon. And in my best behavior, I am really just like him.
I don't love the writing here. I feel like that was just kind of too of an obvious place to take this track. The outro here, in my best behavior, I'm like him, look beneath the floorboards for the secrets I have hid. I just feel like that's such an obvious thing to do. I was enjoying this up until that point. I think just painting the picture of this guy and what he did, laying it out there in a really stark and just like, here it is kind of way was interesting and was hitting hard. But then again, just this ending here, I feel like it feels a little bit too obvious for Sufjan, in my opinion. I mean, musically, it was great. I think Sufjan's singing was fantastic. The emotion in his voice, the crescendos and the builds at certain points were really drove that emotion home. But like I said, I think it kind of just ruined itself with how it ended. So yeah, we'll keep going. Jacksonville is next. A lot of just very like dry piano on this album. Oh, folky.
He's got it right, he's got a better life coming. I follow my heart and it leads me right to Jackson.
It almost feels like this track is like trying to immerse me into Jacksonville in a way. Just like musically, it feels like kind of just being on the street, you know, with like a marching band going by or something. I don't know. Ooh, good transition. Okay, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed the sound of that track. Like I said, it feels like it's just kind of immersing me in this American town, you know? It feels like a community that's like kind of small but tight-knit and everybody knows each other. I don't know. It gave me like a communal feeling in a way, and maybe it was the group vocals coming in. I feel like lyrically, this album, I'm gonna miss a lot of references to stuff because I didn't grow up in the States. I didn't grow up anywhere around here. Like, obviously, the more obvious stuff, like the John Wayne Gacy stuff, I'm gonna recognize and know what that's about, but like this, what is this, Education Ask a Nation, reference for the school for the deaf and blind, like I've heard of that, but I don't really know anything about it. Created in Jacksonville in the 1840s. Like, yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be missing here, but what I got from it was just a sense of community, and it felt like a very like specific point in time. Next track, a short reprise for Mary Todd. This title here, it feels kind of sarcastic in a way, but it might be genuine too. Who went insane, but for very good reasons. I don't know. Interesting. All right. Next track.
Our stepmom, we did everything to hate her. She took us down to the edge of Decatur. Go riding on the abolition grain train. Stephen A. Douglas was a great debater, but Abraham Lincoln was the great emancipator. Denominator, go Decatur, stand up and thank. Stand up and thank.
Okay. Interesting. So we're getting more of the typical Sufjan writing that I've come to expect, touching on his relationship with his stepmom, it seems, but it also is just tying it into a specific memory and a place in Illinois. That's where Decatur is, right? Yeah. So still tying in with that, like, I guess this American history aesthetic that we got going on here, tying it in with an actual childhood memory and his relationship with his stepmother, of course, kind of questioning himself here, saying he should stand up and thank her, appreciate her. Feels like hints of what I guess we would get later on in Sufjan's career. So yeah, this was good. Liked it quite a bit. Yeah, we'll keep going. Next track is One Last Whoo-Hoo for the Pullman. Oh, it's 6 seconds long. Okay. We'll just go straight into Chicago. All right. Chicago. Wow. Those drums.
All things known, we sold our clothes to the state. I don't mind in my mind. You came to take us. All things go, all things go, all things go. I drove to New York in a van with my friend. I made a lot.
I like that we're getting a little bit more personal now. The mix on this is just stellar. Holy.
If I was crying, I made a lot of mistakes. All things go to recreate us. You had to find it. All things go, all things go. You came to take us. All things go, all things go, all things go. You had to find it.
Classic Sufjan outro here. I just want to keep it going because that track just absolutely took me away. That's the best track on here, easily. I know it's probably a basic pick because it's the most streamed on this album so far, but whatever. I mean, just the mixing was fantastic, very emotional. It had kind of the, like I said, the classic Sufjan outro there. You get a lot of those outros on Carrie and Lowell, so it felt kind of reminiscent to that. This just felt like him looking back in his life and kind of associating a certain time in his life with certain locations. Drove to Chicago, drove to New York. I like this one a lot because I feel like this is where we're really getting the most personal on this album so far. And I hope that continues. While I did like the kind of just like references to American history and stuff, I feel like tying it in with personal memories and stuff is a little bit more intriguing to me. I mean, maybe he was on those earlier tracks. Maybe I just wasn't picking up on it. Next track, Casimir Pulaski Day. Pulaski? That sounds familiar. I don't know what that is, but I feel like I've heard that before.
On the telephone, and he drove his car into the Navy Yard just to prove that he was sorry. In the morning, through the window shade, when the light pressed up against your shoulder blade, I could see what you were reading.
Such good imagery there, just setting the scene.
In the living room when you kissed my neck and I almost touched your lap. In the morning at the top of the stairs when your father found out what we did that night.
A lot of horns on this album. Sonically, this album is a lot different than, not a lot different, but noticeably different from his newer stuff. It's a lot more natural instruments, it's a lot less electronics.
In the morning, in the winter shade, on the 1st of March, on the holiday, all the glory that the Lord has made. And the complications when I see his face. And he shook my face. And he takes, and he takes, and he takes.
Oh. Chills, man. Ooh, cool kind of organ in there. I think that was an organ. That was fantastic. That was very hard-hitting. Obviously detailing the death of someone here. And yeah, the line that really hit me was this. In the morning, in the winter shade, on the 1st of March, on the holiday, I thought I saw you breathing. Just like, gives this image of him just like desperately waiting by this person who has passed away, and just like, he's so desperate for them to come back that he, you know, he almost just like hallucinates them breathing. I don't know, it's a very straightforward lyric, but it hits, man, it hits. I love the lyrics here. I love just painting images of certain memories. Yeah, it's a lot more straightforward, this track, lyrically, but I think that's what makes it great. I love when songwriters just like give like little details to like set a scene. In the morning, through the window shade, when the light pressed up against your shoulder blade, I could see what you were reading. It paints a very vivid picture in your mind, and it almost makes it just feel like a scene out of a movie. I don't know what else to say. Let's keep going. Musically, obviously, it was fantastic. See, this is a pain. Like, I'm not going to read all these titles out because they're so long, but I am taking note at how kind of unique these titles are. Oh my, what is happening here? This is like, what? That sounds so freaking good. What is, oh Go back, Spotify. What are we doing? I said go back. Okay. Here we go. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Listen to that. Wow. I just want to live in this track. Oh, sonically, that's one of my favorites. That is just fantastic. All right. Okay. Why does this feel like I was gonna say it feels like a Weezer track almost. Okay, never mind.
Trouble falls in my home. Troubled man, troubled stone. Something halfways. Only a steel man came to recover. If he had run from gold, carried over. Parted hair and part unknown. If I knew.
Good vocal phrasing there. It's good. This album's keeping me on my toes for sure.
Man of steel, man of heart, turn your ear to my part. There are things you have said, raise the boat and raise the dead. We celebrate our sense of each other.
Oh, I see. Oh. There's those flutes coming back. Transition? Oh, not really. That was cool. That was really cool. Interesting kind of a song topic here. Now, this is how much little I know about, like, superheroes and stuff. I had to search up Man of Steel on my phone here because I was, like, pretty sure I was, like, Man of Steel, that sounds like that Superman movie, you know? But I just searched it up just to make sure, and then I scrolled down, and Genius said, yeah, Man of Steel, reference to Superman, of course. And that makes sense because you had Superman on the cover here on Genius. Like I said, it's different on Spotify, but interesting because I feel like, yeah, Superman is kind of a symbol of... It's a very American thing, you know? But he's almost, like, giving Superman these, like... He's making Superman soft. Not one of my favorites musically. I felt like the guitar riff felt a little bit gimmicky, but not the worst thing ever. Right. Next track here.
to the crossfire, think one on one.
All right, let's keep it going. Kind of some more references there to American things, I guess. We'll let this flow into the next one. I hate Genius sometimes. This is just so cringe. I don't know why this is cringe to me. True to its name, A Conjunction of Drones is one of the most simplistic tracks on the album, consisting of 20 seconds of pure synth chords, okay? Why do we need that? We'd be better off just to say nothing. I don't know why that's making me mad. It's just, it comes across as kind of cringe.
And lake warmers, I see my own breath on the face.
See, this is what I love. Put me in a place, Sufjan. I love lines like this. Great storytelling here. Love that. Nice. Oh, yeah. It's one of my favorites. This is great.
Deep in the tower, he ran away. I can tell you, I love him each day. Though we have sparred.
Just the layering of the vocals here. Jeez. What a sinister ending to that. Wow. Wow, dude. That, musically, that was easily my favorite track. Just the layering of the vocals, everything. The horn breakdown. Everything was so good on that track. Holy. And again, I love the lyrics here. Just painting this picture of this childhood memory. Some funny moments in here. Some sweet moments. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is a lot moodier, darker. Kind of reminds me of To the Workers of the Rock River Valley region, that track. Like something's about to go down. Just kind of menacing guitar strumming here.
I'm not so fast.
Camera died, but we're good. We're back. We'll let these next three just kind of run into each other. All right, the Seer's Tower. We've definitely gone darker here on this last leg of the album.
In the tower above the earth, where we see the universe, there is a manual of mothers with his sword, with his robe. Along the earth, we built it for Emmanuel. In the powers of the earth, we wait until it rests. But my Father loved and bathed us. Where I go to sleep alone.
I'm gonna be honest, I did kind of forget that Sufjan was Christian. So this seems to be kind of the end of the world almost. I don't know if it is about his parents and their passing, or honestly I don't remember if it was his mom and dad or just his mother, but it seems to be kind of about that, like especially right here, like almost like being reunited with them. Yeah, I'm not picking up too much other than that right now, but beautiful track. Loved the sound of that track. One of the darker moments on the album, but fittingly darker, I feel like. We got three more. Nice drum fill.
Of gratefulness, I can endure forgetfulness. And when
I got revelation.
I count the days, the great frontier, forgiving face the seventh year. I stand in strain to make ends meet. To fall the spirit, the carpenter invites us to be with her.
Oh. God, I kind of hate those claps, I'm gonna be honest. Like when there's more instrumentation and they kind of get buried, I don't hate them as much, but just hearing them on their own, I don't know. This is part 2, I'm assuming. Let's keep it going. Whatever. I'll stop after this, I think. After this short little track. I like this title. I don't know. It's what it is. Riffs and variations on a single note. More artists should do that. Just a very direct explanation of what the song is. Okay, let's go back to the previous track. Interesting one here. Another two-parter. I think we've had a couple of those on this album now. Yeah, this kind of just feels like him questioning society in a way, and just like maybe he feels like the only thing that can save him or America is some higher being. This stood out to me. Great Bears and Bulls, Joe Jackson, because that name sounded familiar. Apparently he planned a conspiracy to fix the World Series. He was also a baseball player, so a lot of, again, there's just so many references that I don't know, and it just makes it harder to really get what's going on here. So these just references to, I guess, significant people in the Chicago area. Great Fire of Great Disaster. Okay, so these are all just like moments, right? Famous events, famous people. This is more reference maybe to some religious imagery, kind of just like putting them right next to each other and kind of letting that dichotomy, is that the right word, kind of speak for itself in a way. It is interesting. It almost feels like it's just like a portrayal of his upbringing in a way, being surrounded by all these events, these famous events going on, and in that area, all these certain like moments in time that he remembers, but also having that religious background as well, and maybe feeling just feeling confused about how those two things can coexist. That's at least what I'm getting from it. Last track here. I have lots of thoughts on this album. I kind of want to say them now, but we'll see how this last one goes, and then, yeah. Oh, instrumental. Okay. I'm kind of really looking forward to just an instrumental to kind of let this album breathe at the end here. There's been so much focus on the lyrical stuff. Maybe it's my fault for putting too much focus on the lyrics, but I don't know. Wow. Oh. We did it. We made it to the end, y'all. We did it. To be honest, coming into this, I was kind of scared to do this album because, I mean, just looking at the runtime, an hour and 14 minutes, I know Sufjan just packs his lyrics with so much meaning, and I've always known that I'm not the best at getting lyrics, getting a ton of the meaning out of them on the first listen. So I was kind of nervous and intimidated to get in or to do this album. It does feel rewarding though at the end here to be done with it, and not that I just want to like get it over with and get it out of here, but it just we did it. I've never done an album. I've listened to albums longer than this, but I've never done a reaction to an album this long. So this feels kind of like an achievement. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the theme of this album kind of came into full view for me, at least. This might not be what the actual theme he intended is, but this last title here, Out of Egypt, into the great laugh of mankind, and I shake the dirt from my sandals as I run. Maybe Egypt is symbolic of his religion. Into the great laugh of mankind is kind of all that American history and events and people and Superman and John Wayne Gacy and Chicago and just all these like very American things, you know? It feels like maybe it's just a depiction of his childhood and his upbringing and just his life in general, of trying to balance his religion with the more worldly aspects of his life, and how maybe they contradict each other and how maybe they don't fit together all the time, but you kind of just have to accept that maybe he's just trying to accept the feeling of making them coexist. And obviously there's a lot that you can go into with that, and I feel like this album kind of does in a cool way. So on the surface, at least, the umbrella, the overall, the feeling this album gives me is that, and it's just balancing those two things. So this was an interesting album. At times I was completely lost, at times I felt like I was kind of getting what was going on, but all in all, towards the end here, I feel like the full point kind of came into view, for me at least. And yeah, very different from the kind of modern Sufjan Stevens stuff that I have listened to. A lot less electronic based. There was still a little bit of electronics in there, but a lot more horns, a lot more just natural instruments, a lot more upbeat, a lot more triumphant and joyous. And yeah, interesting track list here too. The titles are very interesting. The titles almost are stories in themselves, which is crazy. You can just like look into those titles themselves and not even look at the lyrics and still get a lot out of this. So very interesting, shorter tracks mixed with some really long ones. Everything flows together pretty well. I don't know where this ranks in his discog for me, but it's definitely different. It's I don't know if I'll come back to it as much as his other records, just because I feel like it is a little bit more of a challenging listen. That doesn't make it worse it doesn't make it worse at all. It just makes it to the point where maybe I won't come back to it as much. But there you go. That's Illinois, Sufjan Stevens. Of course, let me know all your thoughts down below. Let me know anything I missed. Go to it on the Patreon if you want to see this uncut. Leave a like, subscribe, do all the typical YouTube things, you know. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.